who is, as many of your viewers know, is a really popular storyline in the Marvel Universe. We use that as a jumping point to be able to explore what-if scenarios. What if Captain America side won instead of Iron Man side? Right. And that sort of thing. Really give players a canvas to experience the characters and their personalities in a modern context. Third, we really bring, from a game mechanics standpoint, concept of power fusions into the game, which is heroes joining together and combining their powers to overcome obstacles. And so Dennis is going to be showing a bunch of that today. And so, for example, Captain America fusing with Storm summoning lightning, reflecting it off Captain America's shield. Now, fusions are really cool because they unleash massive amounts of energy and damage and so forth that are unique to the characters. So every character fuses with every other character, yielding over 250 unique moves. But what's really cool about it is it really encourages cooperative play. So the final element of what really makes it distinctive when we try to take the next level is a really accessible action role-playing game where 4 players can play cooperatively on the couch or online, and really easy to customize your characters, get in for non-stop action.
And we're looking at Songbird right now. I'm so glad she's in the game, first of all, but what is this level? Where are we? What are we doing here?
So in this level, we're following sort of the storyline to the eve of the Civil War, and so the eve of the passage of the Superhuman Registration Act. The Capitol building is under attack. You don't know who's behind it, but you know that there are a number of international mercenaries that are going after it. So you're called in as part of a superhero commando unit to be able to help save the day, essentially. Songbird is a new hero that we bring into the game in the franchise. She has the ability to take sound energy and make it physical, and she's featured prominently in the Civil War storyline. In this mission, you're going to go through, clear out the mercenaries. Of course, there are loads and loads of enemies that we're going to throw at you. And really, we offer the power and the control to players through the power fusions as well as the hero powers to be able to get through all of that.
All right, well, we mentioned Songbird, but who else are we playing with here?
So on the roster, we have Captain America, Storm, and Juggernaut. So in this game, you're going to be able to play a number of prominent villains, some of the ones that we've announced already, Venom, of course, Juggernaut. There's a number of really cool ones. And I think we're going to, offer something new to players towards the end of our discussion today.
Yeah. Now, is there any friction or any penalty for pitting heroes with villains in the same group? How are you handling that?
Well, actually, we want to encourage players to play with as many characters as possible. Okay. So one of the new things in this game is switching your character on the fly, so you can go back into the team menu and pull out any hero available to you in the roster. We don't penalize any team combination, but we offer bonuses for cool ones. So some of the obvious ones are like get all of your Fantastic Four characters together, and their fusion energy recharges at a higher rate because they have higher teamwork. But other ones, you can create all female teams, you can create a team of tanks, and they get unique boosts to their playstyle based on the types of teams that you construct.
All right, so it looks like we made it to a new part of the level here. Juggernaut's getting busy. He's
a really fun character to play. We have a number of really cool tanks in this game. Right. One of the cool things about the tanks that we have in this game is they can pick up characters and use them to beat other characters in the game. You're looking at here a fusion between Songbird and Juggernaut. She's created a ball of sound energy around Juggernaut that makes him a giant wrecking ball, essentially. Dennis is steering Juggernaut to be able to clear out the enemies. So during the fusions, they're not only visual spectacles, but there's lots of sort of tactical application for them as well. In this case, it's a guided move.
You sort of touched on it, but I'm wondering about the game philosophy about fusions, because you have so many characters, pitting characters who maybe have never been together in a comic book. What was the philosophy behind combining, say, Songbird with Juggernaut and creating something you hadn't seen before? That seems like a big task.
Right. I mean, the fusion concept really allows a level of sort of new exposure. I mean, it's something that's existed in comic books forever. When heroes face overwhelming odds, they team up to be able to overcome them. But with fusions, we have to make it, we have a number of different design challenges that we tackled, and I think players are going to have a lot of fun with it. One is making each power native to the character. So Songbird has sound energy. How do we combine that with Juggernaut's sort of superhuman tank-like abilities to make for a really fun fusion move? So that's part of some of the creative challenge that we have, and what you see here is a good combination of our energy elements as well as Juggernaut's abilities as well.
Yeah, it would be a good superhero game without lots of great villains, and I think we're looking at Deadpool here. Perfect time to talk about Deadpool. He's a great character.
Deadpool's a little bit crazy. He's one of the comic book characters that knows he's in a comic book. So So in our video game, he knows he's in a video game. So he's going to be talking to you directly as a player, and he's an example of what you're about to see is a boss fight actually with Deadpool. Once you beat him as a boss, he's kind of crazy, so he joins your team. And so he joins you as a playable character as well. So in addition to the 24 playable characters that we have dozens and dozens of named Marvel characters, hallmark of the franchise, that you encounter and fight through the game in the course of boss battles. One of the unique things that a Civil War storyline allows us is hero versus hero combat as well. Of course, Iron Man and Captain America, but many other kind of hero versus hero situations as well. We really try to bring out the personalities and the backstories of the characters as well. In the game, we have over 300 conversations, a high level of detail, both with character fidelity and all of the folks that you're talking to will have voice lines with facial capture. So really trying to explore the personalities of characters that you encounter.
Tell me about enemies in the game.
So lots of different enemies in the game. Of course, we have a huge cast of playable characters. We have to create a huge cast of enemies to play. You're going to encounter dozens of named Marvel characters that are enemies in the game. Some of which are playable, some of which are non-playable, and you encounter them just as enemies. In addition to that, we have sort of a huge variety of different types of AI enemies that you're going to encounter. Guys, different factions, guys from Latveria, guys from Mercenaries, so numerous different factions, SHIELD, White Star, that you're going to encounter. And lots of different types within those factions. Guys that are brawlers, guys that are gunners, guys that are shielded guys that have grenades and rockets as their weapons, cyborgs. So, the game is all about saying, well, we'll give you this great canvas to play from a perspective of number of heroes, number of powers, number of fusions. But with that, you can do a whole lot with the types of enemies that we're going to throw at you.
We're looking at DC here, and I know we've seen some other things in videos on the site, but can you give us some flavor about where you'll be traveling in this game, the different locales?
So in this game, we take a different tack from the prior game, which took you through a romp through the entire Marvel Universe. We put this game in a much more real-world setting. We start in Latveria, but then we take you to New York City, then to Washington, D.C., and then the adventure unfolds because really the storyline of Civil War, we try to cover the main beats leading up to it, which is the Secret War storyline in the Marvel Universe, then through the Civil War, and then we take you to new areas that you've never seen before. So really in our What If, explore an area of the different areas of the world that